Look here, look, listen, and shut the hell up. Okay, I'm sorry, that was kind of fucking mean. But y'all got snacks? Cause this is gonna be a fun one. Where actually, if you watched my last video, well, technically not my last video because I was smashed, but hey, well, fuck it, go watch that one too, cause please. But if you watch my video about the Xenoblade 2 beta about on the eShop, you know, we got some beta screenshots of the beta Xenoblade 2. Okay, we got beta screenshots on the eShop. But in the comments of that video, this legend right here, big ups to this legend, fucking Jens Gosseye. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I hope I am. But they let me know, like, hey, you're fucking dumb. There's actually like gameplay of this beta, this pre-build beta at Treehouse E3 2017. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. And so, sure enough, took a little bit, but I actually found it. The E3, Nintendo E3 2017. There is some like actual Nintendo Treehouse Live demonstration gameplay of Xenoblade 2 in that pre-beta build. So, I mean, we're gonna go through the whole thing, watch the whole thing, and basically discuss it as we go through. So I hope y'all got snacks because this would be a long one. So I mean, I only got like 3 minutes into this because from the 3 minutes I saw, it really is different, and I wanted to like save the rest for the video so y'all can see like my full reaction. But we're gonna have some fun with this one, so let's go.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Treehouse Live here at E3 2017. I'm Matthew, joined here again by Rich from Treehouse, and we have two special guests today, Mr. Takahashi from...
Right here, see this man right here? Literal god, absolute god right here. Takahashi is a god, I swear.
Monolith Soft, and Mr. Yokota from Nintendo in Japan. Today, Raymond's going to be interpreting for us, and we're here to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Sorry about that. Set us up here, Rich. What are we looking at?
Cool. So if you've watched the trailer, you already got a bit of a taste of what the world and the story looks like. So we're going to kind of go a little bit deeper into the combat.
Okay, first here, I mean, even before they get into anything, you can see up here, the everything up here is different, like I had mentioned in my video about the eShop beta. Go watch that because a lot of stuff, at least quite a bit of stuff that I'm gonna mention here, I've already mentioned in that video. So like, go watch that because that is give you a bit of little extra knowledge about what we're actually gonna talk about here. And I know it's hard to see, but once I play it again, you'll see like down here on the right and left, the ZL and ZR buttons aren't fully filled out. Like the kind of hollow, it's like the ZR, ZL are white with like the hollowed out button, when in base game it's like an all white button with a hollowed out ZL and ZR. It's really nice. Like right off rip, we could already see there's some differences.
That system and talk about what makes Xenoblade Chronicles 2 special. Right now we're looking at, I'm going to do a little bit of story stuff, I have to admit. And I'm going to have Mr. Takahashi do some explanations of the world as we're playing. But before we do this, I want to get into a bit of the combat so that you can get a sense of what's happening. Just, you know, as I'm playing and as we're talking. Right now we're looking at the two sort of protagonists. We're looking at Rex on the right and Pyra on the left. It might look like I've got two people in my party right now, but when I get into combat in just a moment, you will see, let's take a look at them real quick.
Okay, right here, yes, this is really cool. Okay, so we can already see that the menu is so much different. Back here, we can see the backdrop is different, and it doesn't show like all the titans, like the world map, I guess you could say. And we actually look, as soon as we open the menu, we get thrown right into like the menu, or like the little sub menus, and they're all up here along the top. And it looks like we even had a collectopedia at one point, and they took it out like very late in development, which is tough because I would have loved to have seen a collectopedia for this game. Also, core crystal is red instead of blue. Okay, and then down here this looks a little different. There's no playtime, and then the gold counter is up here instead of at the bottom. And I don't know, this shit just looks really, really cool. And so you can like cycle through the menus with L or R instead of having to like close out and open up each individual menu itself. I actually kind of prefer this over what we have now. It's so much more streamlined, and it only gets better from here. So let's just keep on going.
There's Rex, there's Pyra. Hi guys. So once we get into combat, you'll see it's really only Rex who's doing
I actually
the
want to go
fighting.
back so y'all can
You will
see
let's
the
take a
tabs
look
up
at them
there
real quick.
without title in the way.
There's Rex, there's Pyra. Hi guys. So once we get into combat, you'll see it's
Actually,
really
right here.
There's Pyra. Hi guys.
Oh my god,
So
come on.
There's Rex.
Up here, right here it says core crystals instead of just blades, which is really cool. And then this is obviously Merc missions, but we have characters, we have skip travel, side quests, core crystals, Merc missions, item list, encyclopedia, and system. So I'm not sure why they took out the collectopedia, but that would have been so dope to see. And then the outline around Rex is pink, along with the core crystal up here is pink. And that kind of, I'm now just making a connection. Like couple weeks ago, I think last month, I made a video about Xenoblade 2 concept art, and Rex and Pyra were supposed to have like a more pinkish theme to them instead of blue. Rex was going to wear like pink, and then Pyro also would have been more pink. So it looks like the game was going to have more of like a pink theme to it, but they changed it to blue later on in development. I don't know, I'm getting carried away. We're only a minute in and I'm already taking up so much time. Let's just keep on going. I'm so hyped for this shit, bro.
There's Pyra. Hi guys. So once we get into combat, you'll see it's really only Rex who's doing the fighting. Rex is what's called a driver, and then Pyra is his blade. The blade imbues a character with a weapon, with an ability to fight functionally. So you can see.
And right here, like I said, you can see like the little placeholder icons for the arts. And it actually, Anchor Shot has a different icon, and the screenshot for the eShop, I'll probably have it up on screen, but it's just like a circle, like a circular arrow, but here it's just an arrow pointing down. I noticed they changed that. So they changed the art palette twice from like different placeholders to the actual thing. It's just really weird. I'm now just noticing, you can see everything. Oh, this all just looks so good. Let's keep going.
See that he pulls out the Aegis blade, and there, I'm going to try to get a better camera angle on them. You can see Pyra is sort of powering him or charging him up. What this allows me to do is on the right-hand side, you'll see the new arts palette. People who've played the Xenoblade Chronicles series will remember the arts palette from previous games. It's been streamlined.
See, and I like here how he says games instead of game. He's actually acknowledging Xenoblade X, which just makes my heart flutter. I love X, and it's so slept on. People forget about X so easily, and I'm glad it gets at least some recognition. It's getting more recognition now than like ever, and I just hope X stays up there with the other two in terms of popularity. I mean, the reason why not many people know about it is because it's so different from 1 and 2, and it was on the Wii U, and you know, the Wii U wasn't the best console out there. I love the Wii U to death, but most people have the opposite opinion. So the reason X failed was because it was on the Switch and it was so different. Like a lot of people were didn't like it because it wasn't like 1, when Xenoblade X wasn't trying to be like 1. It's trying to be its own thing. So people were mad that it wasn't what it wasn't trying to be. You know what I'm saying? People were mad that it was trying to be something else. They're mad that it's not like what it wasn't trying to be, you know? Whatever, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's go. This video's gonna take forever.
Significantly now, so it's just using the 4 buttons on the right-hand side of the Joy-Con controller. As with the previous Xenoblade Chronicles games, attacks are automatic, and with every attack you'll see I'm building up my arts. You can see around the little diamond, I'm kind of building up my attack power. I now have all of them fully charged.
Hold on. So the blade art, the little blade art message is different too. It says power charge. I'm pretty sure that's is that critical recharge? No, Pyra doesn't have critical recharge. This I don't think I've ever seen power charging. It's got the little arrow right here, and just like the box itself seems to be smaller. I don't think I've ever seen power charge in the final game. That might just be critical recharge, or like what, recover recharge, something like that. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, the game is so different in the beta. Come on, let's go.
I'm kind of building up my attack power. I now have all of them fully charged, and I can trigger an attack. I'm gonna launch my anchor shot to pull some HP out. Because honestly, this first battle that I'm doing right here is a little bit on the tough side with just one person here. So I need to pull as much HP as I can. You'll notice my double spinning edge has a side attack bonus. I'm going to try to get around and demonstrate it. There, you see that little halo indicates that I was able to get around and pull off the side attack. It's going to be hard to get it back.
There's that power charge again.
He didn't turn it. No, that didn't pull off. But every time I'm doing these...
Sword Bash looked to be like really sluggish and not as like direct and smooth as in the final game. It looked really sluggish here.
Oh, he didn't turn it. No, that didn't pull off. Okay. But every time I'm doing these attacks, as I'm doing my arts, or as I'm doing my basic attacks, I'm charging my arts. And then as I'm doing my arts,
he's not
I'm charging up my blade's ability to attack.
Kind of
using
irritating.
her power. That's the right hand icon on my arts palette right there. You just saw it went to level.
Oh yeah, look, you see the A down here? Now it says flame instead. Wait, does it always say flame? I don't know. I never use Pyra. Pyra is so bad. Why use Pyra when you literally have Mithra? I don't know if that normally says flame down there. I don't think so. I think it's just in final game it says heat, not flame. And then again the A, the hollowed out background with the white A, when in the final game it's the other way around.
Level 1, and I've got this flame ability.
Whoa!
Pull back and you can see.
Whoa! Yo, look at that shit. That's the special. That's the QTE. That shit looks dope. It's like way more dynamic than what we have now, and it's like A instead of B. Yo, that's so clean. I actually prefer this beta like QTE over what we have now. Oh, that's so fucking cool. Shit.
Pyra is charging me up, and I just blasted him, and now he's on fire.
Like fades in and out differently, and it's different. It's not italicized
in just a
either.
moment, so we'll do some more.
And up here, the blade combo, everything self-destruction, seal affinity down, seal healing. We've never seen seal healing. I don't think it's called seal healing in the final game. I think we have something else. I don't remember ever seeing healing here. Self-destruct and affinity down are in final game though, but healing is not.
Combat stuff after that. Now, right now I'm just showing you...
Y'all heard that, right? Okay, let me go back. Y'all heard that. I know y'all heard that.
Do some more combat stuff after that. Now, right now I'm just showing you what the...
Oh, I know damn well y'all heard that shit. Okay, so like the level up sound is from Xenoblade 1, and if you hear when he picks up and it says unassigned core crystal instead of just common core crystal, and it's got that little icon, but like when he picked that core crystal up, you could hear, listen to the sound one more time.
Combat stuff after that. Now, right now I'm just showing you what the...
Bro, that's the fucking Xenoblade X. That's the little sound effect from X when you pick up a collectible. Or whatever the fuck. Y'all heard that. That was from X. Oh, shit. I'm getting so hyped for no reason. But that's so cool. They had the little X sound effect up in there. That's so dope. I'm loving this.
Absolute basics are about so that I can start layering some additional complexity on.
Oh, and then the arrows are blue.
It's a very
right
deep
here?
RPG, and I want you guys to be able to understand what I'm talking about here. As I'm going into this next battle, though, I wanted to ask Takahashi-san a question. The first time I heard the name of this game, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, my first question was, why is this Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and not a follow-up to Xenoblade Chronicles X or some other
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
今回のタイトルを最初に聞いた時、Xenoblade 2というタイトルなんですが、
Whoa, okay.
今回の
right here.
タイトルを最初に聞いた時、
Right here, we see it says gold instead of just G. +9 gold, or in base game it would just say +9 G. Or it wouldn't even have a G at all. I think it's just a number. I think it says number than G, but here it says gold. It's really interesting.
Xenoblade 2というタイトルなんですが、
But this video is like 20 minutes long already, and we're only 3 minutes in. God damn, I need to stop talking so much.
思ったのがなぜ今回は2なんでしょうか。Xenoblade X の次のタイトルではなかったんでしょうか。
そうですね。今回はXenoblade Chronicles X の場合はかなりオープンワールドをベースにした探索メインのゲームだったんですけれども、今回どちらかというとXenoblade 1に近い、リニアなストーリードリブンなゲーム性を目指して作ってますので、あえて今回は2とさせていただきました。
So when we were
love that
developing
X sound, I swear.
Xenoblade Chronicles X, it's really a game driven through exploration and in an
2と
Y'all see that? Like the lighting just
So
shifted
when we were
when you cross
developing
like the little threshold.
Xenoblade Chronicles X, it's really
It's
game
kinda disorienting.
driven through
Oh, and then the
exploration
collection
and in an
point
open
icon
world.
looks different, and it just
with,
says collectible.
Xenoblade Chronicles, it
Oh,
was
I'm sorry.
really
Let me shut up.
story-driven.
You can't even hear what he's
Chronicles
saying.
X, it's really a game driven through exploration and in an open world. And with Xenoblade Chronicles, it was really story-driven, and this time we want to create a story-driven narrative and game, and so we opted to go with Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Thanks. That answers a lot of questions because we do have a very strong character focus in this game, and we'll be showcasing a few more of the characters who make up your party in a minute. I do want to point out, by the way, that where we are in development right now, there's still a lot of polish that's going on. So the graphics look really great already. You can see off in the distance. We'll talk a bit about the world, but you can see how much I have to explore before this demo is over right now. But in the months that we have left in development, we're going to see a lot of polish going on. So bear that in mind as we're.
I really do fucking hope we get some like E3 E3 Xenoblade 3 Treehouse Live demonstration.
Playing.
Oh, bro, I will be sitting there and watching that video over and over for hours. If we get like Xenoblade 3 gameplay at E3, I would just sit there and analyze the shit out of that, watch it for hours and hours on end until the game drops. Y'all like don't even realize how excited I am for Xenoblade 3. It'll be the greatest day in history when that game drops. I'm telling you. Oh, fuck. Yes, let's go.
Right now, I'm looking out across this field, and up here you see the head of the Titan on whose back we're riding. Over here, you can see the Cloud Sea. I want to point out that one thing that makes this game very different from other games is all of the land masses are really Titans. You're walking on the backs of these gigantic monsters. This is the only place you live. You fly around on airships or you ride on the backs of Titans, but there's no landmass other than perhaps you might be able to see a hint of the world tree that was mentioned in the trailer there.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll be getting into that a little bit later on. Now, Matt, you had a question about this, an observation that you'd made when we were talking.
Yeah, right. So, of course, you see the verticality there, and you just mentioned that these are Titans that we're exploring right now. And in the original Xenoblade Chronicles game, we had two bodies of land, Bionis and Mechanis, and that kind of set up how you explored that game, and it really kind of drew out the story as well. I was wondering for Xenoblade Chronicles 2,
Wait, what was that?
really kind of.
Is that a chest? Oh, it's got a little. The chest has a different icon, and it says container here instead of just like treasure, I think, in the final game.
Drew out the story as well. I was wondering for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, how did you go about building this world, and how do the Titans play into it?
ゼノブレイド1では鬼神と巨神っていうところでストーリーが繰り広げられたと思うんですが、今回はどういった形でこの巨神獣っていうのはストーリーに関わってくるんでしょうか。
そうですね。今回は、かなり今までよりもかなりストーリー
I can't get over that little X sound effect, bro. I don't know. I just find that little sound effect so catchy. And I've heard it so much in Xenoblade X that it's just kind of ingrained into my brains. So every time I hear it, I just think of X. And I love X so much. It's so underrated. But come on, this video is going to be like 3 hours long if I keep talking.
の根幹に関わってくる存在としてこのアルスという生物がいます。で今ここにいる生物は、キリンのような四つ足で歩いている やつなんですけれども、それ以外にも人型であったりクジラみたいなやつであったりいろんな形の、アルスが存在しています。でそれぞれがここは今大自然の景観が多いところなんですけども、雪原であったりとか、海洋的なもので海みたいなものであったりとか、そういったようなさまざまな景観を今回はいろんなアルスに散りばめてそれぞれ探索して遊んでもらえるような作りになっています。
And so I think you will notice as you play this game that these titans really play an even more of a core role in the game and the story itself. And as you see here, the titan you see here is kind of like this giraffe-like titan walking on all fours and a long neck. But there are titans that are in humanoid form. There are titans that look like whales. So there's all different kinds of titans. And each of those titans have a specific...
Wait, did I say... Tantal is more like a turtle, not a goddamn whale. The humanoid, more Dane. The whale is Araya. What did I say Tantal for? I'm just so hype, okay? Leave the hell alone, bro.
Type of landscape that they have on their back. So like you see here, there's this one has a lot of lush greenery, and you'll see other titans may have a snowfield. Other ones are just water-based. So they all play a different role, and they all have a very distinct existence within this world. And I think that you'll find it fun exploring, and that's really a big part of the story.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Now, I've been holding off on getting into more combat because I want to show off another element of the game. I mentioned that Pyra is Rex's blade, but I actually have another blade with me here, Fudor, and I'm going to conjure forth a new blade. Earlier in the battle, in my very first battle, I picked up this core crystal.
So there's also no Blade album? That could just be for like just Treehouse, just like I'm not wanting to show too much footage, but it looks like there was no Blade album at this point either. And it also, if you look down here at the bottom, we have a bunch of different extra like buttons telling us what to do. I don't think we had that at all in the final game. But seeing this like beta pre-release version of the game is so weird, but it's so fucking cool too. I am so hyped right now. I am geeking over this shit, bro. I love Xenoblade, and like just the pre-release, not like rare pre-release stuff is just so interesting to me. God damn.
New blade. Earlier in the battle, in my very first battle, I picked up this core crystal.
Okay, and apparently Nia's in the party, even though we haven't even met her yet. Sure, fuck it, why not? Shit.
Right here. I use this core crystal to pull out new...
Whoa, you see that? The little like saving circle down
right
here?
Right here. I use this core crystal...
That shit's hella weird. Instead of like the little core crystal, we got a whole ass loading circle.
To pull out new blades. When I summon a new blade or conjure a new blade into existence from these core crystals, they bring with them a new weapon type. And then I get access to new arts. And I'll talk a little bit more about that too, but I wanted to...
So it only flashes twice instead of 3 times now, or in beta.
To ask Mr. Takahashi to explain a little bit about the relationship between blades and drivers and where that came from.
まず今コアクリスタルで新しいブレードが出てきたんですが、このドライバーとブレードの間の関係性っていうのに関してお話しいただけますでしょうか。
はい、まずブレードと呼ばれている今コアクリスタルから誕生したんですけれども、これはプレイヤーに対してドライバーに対して力を与えて、バトルを、組み立てていく存在になります。で、今、3人ついてますけれども、アタッカー、タンク、ヒーラー、大きく分けてこの3つの、力を持ったブレードをプレイヤーが自由に組み立てていって。
Whoa! Bro, look at that shit. What? Yo, that is so clean. Got the little backgrounds and got these little... Oh my god, why is beta so much cooler than base game? Why is the beta so much cooler than the finished game?
自分のプレイスタイルを作っていくというようなゲーム性にしてます。で、今、ゲームにいるキャラクターは、今3人なんですけど。
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so this is all different too. But I'm telling why Why does beta look so much cooler than the final game? What the hell?
これ以外にもさまざまな姿を持った特殊な能力と姿を持ったブレイドが、たくさん存在します。なのでこれをゲーム中に集めていって自分のプレイスタイル好きなプレイスタイルで遊んでいくっていうような組み立て方ができるようになっています。
So as you
I
saw
don't see
in the
Nia
menu
or
option,
Tora. Even, oh, wait,
you
they're
had
back there.
3 different blades, you know, the beams that came out of the core crystal. And as you explained earlier, Rich, these blades
Sounds like you just called him bitch.
provide power and strength to the
God.
driver that they're connected with. And as you see here, there's only 3, but there are actually many different types of blades, and they all take many different forms, and they all have different attributes and skills that they bestow on the driver. And but they all kind of separate into 3 kind of main categories, which is attacker, healer, and tank. And so based on the type of gameplay and playstyle that you have, you can mix and rearrange these blades to really fit your playstyle, and it gives you a lot of freedom into controlling how you play the game. And it's really, and there's a lot of fun to be had in collecting and finding these blades as well.
Now, I've just been slaughtering some herbivores while we were talking there. But now that I've added a few extra people into my party, you'll see I've got Nia and Tora here, each of them with their own supporting characters. Say,
Oh my
right
God,
now,
Lisa.
I have
whoa.
3
Stagger?
supporting characters, let's say.
Is that supposed to be break? Because there's no stagger in base game, and break kind of does a similar thing. So would stagger be break Tora or Poppy? Alpha doesn't have any break arts though. Oh no, Nia does on whatever the art name is. But yeah, so I'm guessing stagger was like beta break. That's really cool.
Right now, I have 3 blades at my disposal just for Rex, and I can swap between them once they've charged up adequately. I added these people to my party in part because Tora is a tank. That's what he's best at. So I've got him drawing aggro from. I got the Field Armu's kid is now angry at me too. I probably shouldn't have attacked Dad.
We can see that he's
Shard?
hitting Argo because of that red circle around him, right?
Yeah, so he's got all of. Oh, that didn't look
Toxin?
right.
Bro, what are
He's got
these
all of the
names?
aggression of the enemy centered on him, freeing me up to move around into different positions and pull off some of my side and back attacks. Now, the arts palette in the past has been a fairly complicated menu system to navigate. What seems to be the case in this game now is we've got the arts palette of just a handful of buttons on the right-hand side, but we've also got the blades on the left-hand side. When I swap between blades, I can bring out a new set of arts. So instead of having to navigate any menus, I have all of them at my fingertips. I can just tap the blade that I want to bring into battle, which they're charging up right now. I may kill this guy before I get any blades in here. Let's see.
I've also noticed like the sound effects during battle, like when you're hitting an enemy and everything, they're all different. And I do agree, yeah, Xenoblade 2 combat is so much more dynamic than Xenoblade 1. Xenoblade 1 combat is kind of boring. I actually kind of prefer stopping the auto attack because that just gives you more control. Xenoblade 1 is just kind of boring. You just gotta sit there, auto attack, and wait for arts to recharge, and auto attacks don't fill arts. They're set on a timer. So Xenoblade 2 combat is so much better.
Yeah, I'm going to swap over to Fudor. I just brought him in.
Okay, yeah, so I saw Blowdown and Stagger. So they got like a purple type like outline or purple box around them. I'm pretty sure, yeah, in base game it's like more brightish pink. Here it's like a darker pinkish purple type color to like match the health.
And he's got his axe. He comes out with all of his arts ready to go, and you'll see that I have.
Oh, what, bro? Why is this off-centered? That's so annoying. Why is that shit off-centered? Oh, that's gonna bother my OCD. I'm just gonna be staring at that the entire time. Oh, I just noticed right here, new placeholder. icon. This is for launch. This is what the launch placeholder icon looks like. But yeah, this down here being off-centered is just going to bother the shit out of me the whole time.
Have some special abilities that I can use for different conditions. As with the previous Xenoblade games, we've had like break and topple conditions. Those conditions exist here as well as a few new ones that can chain together.
Oh wait, maybe stagger isn't break. Maybe stagger is knockback. Because you saw blowdown, so maybe stagger is knockback because staggering and getting knocked back are kind of the same thing. So maybe instead of break, stagger is supposed to be knockback.
Rex right now doesn't have any, I'll just go ahead and attack him here. Rex doesn't have any ability to break or topple, so I'm relying on my other characters to do that for me.
Okay.
And they're not really into it right now.
But why is this off-center?
We'll probably knock this guy out and move on to a new battle. But I can chain off of my allies' attacks in order to trigger not just break and topple combos, but also blade combos. I'm sorry, I can't resist grabbing all of the money, all of the loot.
And these combos that you're talking about, it's great that you have everything at your fingertips. It's literally 2 button presses to get to any art. So those combos are kind of hard to set up, and they have to be timed specifically. So it's great to have it.
Well, he's talking about swapping blades.
Off.
Wait, more gentle.
You don't have to press 2 buttons to use an art.
Oh no, you're so fast. You're like a gazelle.
武器を抜いてるとちょっと歩きが遅くなってしまう
Yeah, I can just target someone else.
Yeah, so if you have your weapon drawn out, you actually travel a little bit slower than you would normally.
I was not going to catch that guy. We'll just fight someone else. Evolution's been very good to them. So now I've got, let's see, Tora's drawing aggro. Nia is a healer, and so she's doing her healing attacks. She's actually pulling
Whoa, bro, I'm telling you, why is beta so much better? You see the little break bar up there? That looks so
there's a
cool.
break. I'm not going to charge up Fudor in time to take advantage of that
Bro,
break.
why is
Although if there's
base
a topple,
game
I may
for
have a
the
chance.
final game so lame
I don't think we're going to get
compared to
off
a
of
beta?
that.
The beta
Now,
looks
one
so
thing
much cooler.
I didn't get a
What?
chance to talk about before that he's been launched. Someone else launched him.
What?
Oh, the launch was...
I think
it's passed.
Yeah.
Wait, do they actually do that in game?
I
I
was
don't
going to
think
show off
that
another
enemy
of the
ever
abilities,
launches
but we'll get
itself
another
and like
opportunity
jumps
in a
way
second,
up
because I
there.
wanted to talk about the
Beta
blade
is so
art, or the
cool,
blade abilities
bro.
right now.
Final game
Nia
is so
using
lame.
one of her blade abilities, Poison.
Final game
and
is so
Or
lame.
actually, it was Toxin. And now she's poisoned
Virus.
this Buffalo. Bulufo. You do it.
Bulufo?
You
Yeah.
do it. Thank you.
Who I think is new to this, but many people may have seen
Oh,
that
and
there's
then
a
the
lot of-
little like
Thank you.
experience
So I think
blade
it's new to
point
them.
or experience points SP and WP are like blue instead of weapon points being pink and then skill points being like orange as well as EXP. I don't know, but like they're all blue here instead of the pink and orange that they are in the final game.
this, but many people may have seen that there's a lot of classic enemies from the original game too, like Bunnets.
Balufo.
Balufo? I don't know.
Balufo. I'm going to go with that for now. But we'll keep attacking these gentle creatures of the night and see what attacks we can trigger. One thing I'm kind of holding off on for now is I don't necessarily want to go into the main field because there are going to be some things that will kill me, and I'll show you getting killed inevitably. It's just going to happen.
Right.
Tutorial about Bart.
Another thing I want to talk about is my basic attacks will trigger automatically, of course, but unlike in previous games, if I'm moving, they're not going to trigger. So I have to stop and think about where I want to be in order to do my basic attacks.
And something else about that is you don't want to move around all the time either, because each automatic attack is a little bit different. You have 3 steps to that, right?
1, 2, 3. So you can see that the basic attack is a combo. And as I'm building up my arts, I can also trigger. You see that little blue ring was me triggering an art off of my basic attack. That helps me charge up a little bit faster and may do a little bit more damage.
Right.
I got it again right there.
Yep.
So even though some of the battle may feel very automatic, there are a lot of real-time actions that you're taking in order to build up your arts and to build up your blade abilities as well. I have my flame ability ready right now, and I might as well
Bro,
finish
that
him off
looks
with it.
so
Oh, he's already
cool, I
down.
swear.
I'm sorry, Pyra. That was
Beta's so much better, bro.
Looks like you got
Oh no,
so much
I got
better.
somebody else. Sorry, you're just collateral damage, pal. And now you're gone. I'm going to move into some more challenging enemies. The oasis where all of the gentle creatures come for a nice sip of water is maybe not the nicest place I could be. So I'm going to run past a little bit more. There was something else you had.
Yeah, sure. While you're running around here, let me ask Takashi-san. In a lot of your games, you prefix the titles with Xeno. I was
Xeno.
wondering, just in general, what does the word Xeno mean to you?
高橋さんが作成され
I've actually been like wondering this myself and why he actually put Xeno in front of everything. So I'm gonna be learning here too. So let me actually shut the hell up so y'all can hear this.
てるゲームの中でゼノっていう言葉がよく使われるんですが、そのゼノっていう言葉は高橋さんにとってどういう意味を持っているんでしょうか。
はい、ゼノという言葉自体が
Okay, before he continues, we just saw Knockback there. So Stagger was something completely new that didn't make the final game. That's interesting.
異質とか異なるとか、そういった意味があったと思うんですけれども、僕ら普段他の人と一緒に暮らしている時にみんなそれぞれ違うわけで、性格が違かったりとか生まれが違かったりとかで、それっていうのはなんていうかな、生きていく上でドラマになります。で、そういったドラマの部分をゲームの部分にもうまく落とし込めたらいいなと思って常に、ゼノというタイトルをつけるようにしています。
So the word Xeno really means like something different or something kind of not familiar. And I think in life when we're living, you meet different people and they have different personalities, different backgrounds, and it's the drama between the interaction between those people that create the drama of life. And I thought that it would be great if I can drop that drama into video games, and that's why I add Xeno to a lot of my games.
All right.
That's actually like really cool. I never even would have thought that to be the reason. But that's actually really interesting to know. Well, shit, now we know why Xeno is called Xeno. So, I mean, there y'all go.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Now, I went over and attacked this much more ferocious series of Ferrises.
Do we get to see chain attack
and
in
they're
this
pack animals, so
demonstration?
they started calling in their buddies, and so this battle's going on a lot longer now. Do a little area of effect attack. See if I can. Is anyone going to be able to topple him though? That's the real question I have. Because I want to hang out here and see if I can pull a topple combo out of this. Oops, I did that a little.
So this time it was the Y button instead of A? So the QTEs were going to be different buttons every time instead of just B? Yeah, that would have been hella annoying. So, I mean, it's a good thing they stuck to just making everything B instead of a different button every time. That would be really annoying and a lot of failed QTEs.
A bit early, but it was still all right.
And for those of y'all who don't know what QTE means, it just means quick timed event.
Now I've triggered the chill effect. You can see the chill bars slowly trickling down. If I were to pull off another, down he goes.
And now an enemy's glow and the respective color of the element that they're under. For like the blade combo, whatever combo like element is active at the time to glow that color. Kind of like how in Torna, when enemies get hit by that certain element, they'll change that color every time they take damage from an art of that element. I really like that a lot. It's just like a lot more colorful.
If I had time to pull off another blade art, you would get a chance to see one of those blade combos. We will have an opportunity to demonstrate that as we get deeper into this level. But for right now, you look big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you're angry. Oh, good. I don't feel so bad attacking aggressive animals. One thing I want to point out that's really interesting about this take on the Xenoblade, the familiar elements of Xenoblade, in the previous game, for example, you had the ability to identify how aggressive an enemy was and how they would spot you. You could see the little eye to indicate that they had a visual range.
That's not in the final
you would
game.
see whether they were detecting you by sound. And as I mentioned, more importantly, you could tell if they were aggressive enough to attack you on sight. You don't have that in this game, and it's because you're intended now to learn more about the enemies. Oh, topple. Punch. Oh, too slow.
Oh.
But there's... All right, buddy. There we go. We'll see if we can do it. I didn't get a chance to switch over to Fudor in time to take advantage of that topple. But this time around, you're meant to study the animals. You're meant to study their behaviors and learn through your experiences. You might die along the way. I certainly will. But I'll just use this ability. Just keep firing off abilities to charge up my specials. But you'll learn.
Okay, so now I'm just looking at the arts down here, and obviously launch, topple up, AoE, but it says aquatic up. I don't think that's in the final game, where arts are effective against certain types of monsters or enemies. So this does increase damage to aquatic enemies. It looks like they just took that off the arts and gave it to the ox cores. That's kind of weird, bro. That's really weird.
Learn their behaviors, and you'll learn how to fight them
Ether
through
anchor?
experience.
Is that like draw aggro? I have no goddamn clue.
And through repeated death over and over again. I'm going to trigger Tora's Shard ability now. You can see it charging through his support and doing serious knockback. Shard is still in play. If I were to trigger with a complementary ability, again, I would be able to chain off of that. Now, in order to demonstrate some of that, I am going to start. I'll grab some HP. I already healed up, but in order to demonstrate that, I'm going to have to head in the direction of town so I can show you it's not just fighting. There's a fairly sizable town on the back of this Titan. Now,
and I don't know if it's just me, but I've been noticing for a minute now that the nighttime theme for Gormat sounds a little different. I don't know if I'm the only one who notices that, but I've been trying to listen to it, but the nighttime version of Gormat kind of sounds a little different, like a little higher pitched. It's missing some elements. It just sounds really different.
one thing that we talked about earlier is the way in which the setting shapes the lives of the people in this world. In this town, I wanted to ask Takahashi-san about the people. That's big.
That's a tough enemy.
Yeah, let's just show you what that looks like. Because there's a one hit. I didn't even get my sword out in time. All right, so can we even? That's another one hit. He is very territorial.
And I've got
my party bar charged up a little bit, so I can bring Tora back. Oh, just in time to die.
Oh.
Now, as I mentioned before, when you die, did I mention this? Who knows? We'll review it on playback. When you die, you are set back to your latest checkpoint. You don't really lose anything in the process, though.
Yeah.
So it's like it's educational. I just had a very educational death right there. But I had a question for Takahashi-san about the lives of the people who live on the backs of these Titans in all of these different environments that form up the that form the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
このゼノブレイドの世界を作るいろいろなタイタン、巨神樹に住んでいる人たちについて少しお話しいただけますでしょうか。
はい、今ここにあるアルフはグーラと呼ばれているキリン型のやつなんですけども、ここものすごく、自然景観の豊富な場所で木材の産業が非常に発達している場所なんですね。で、ここでは割とこうなんていうんですかね。町の人たちもちょっと獣人っぽい人たちが住んでいて、で木工細工であったり何だったりっていうのをなりわいにしている人たちがたくさん暮らしています。でちょっと場所を転ずるともうちょっと軍事大国的なアルスがあったり、そこで暮らしている人たちは軍人が多かったりとか、
住むなんか種族がまあ違うんですよね。
種族もかなりたくさん種族いますので、それぞれのアルスにそれぞれの異なった種族が住んでいて、それぞれがこの広大な世界の中で、生きているというか、生存競争を繰り広げているような、そんな感じの世界観になっています。
So as you see here, this Titan is called Galmont, and it's the giraffe-like Titan. And as you see, there's a lot of lush greenery and nature. So lumber is a very booming industry in this world. And so once you go into town, you'll see that there's a lot of humanoid characters, people that live there, and they make a living out of doing woodcraft. And but if you go to, say, a different Titan, there are other ones that are more militaristic in nature. And each Titan has a different set of species that live there and have a different lifestyle that they live based on. And this world is created with a lot of diversity in terms of Titans and the species and the lifestyles that everybody has.
You can see there's a bit of a
I keep doing that by accident, my bad.
There's a lumber company. The massive toppled trees here. One other thing I want to point out, you've probably already noticed, there's a day-night cycle in the game. We're just fighting our way through a really rough evening. So there is a day-night cycle.
Somebody in the back playing Odyssey. I could hear Cascade Falls, bro.
There are weather cycles, but because we're in this sea of clouds, basically, this sea also has a tide, and the clouds will rise and fall and ebb and flow with the passage of time. And that rising and falling will obscure or give you access to different areas within the world. So there are places that you'll be able to get to when the tides are low that you can't access when the tides are high. It's another way in which the world itself is informing the design of the game and the look and feel of this world.
Another thing I really liked about the very first game is when it went through those day and night cycles, it kind of had the same theme music, but it changed a little bit depending on when it was. And that's back to this game, and I'm really glad because I love the music in these games.
So we're going to take a quick walk through this town, just so that you can get a sense of the scope of the world and the number of activities there are in each place. And also, I want to show you something over here. Again, this is very much a story of Rex and Pyra and his allies, very specifically. And at this point, we are... there we are. We're wanted men.
Whoa! Look at fucking Rex, bro. Rex and Nia looks, bro. This is weird. This is hella weird.
We've got mugshots.
Rex
I don't know where they got
nasty.
these mugshots. And we've got another driver right here who's studying them. He hasn't noticed us yet.
No, not yet.
But why give him a chance?
We noticed him.
Oh, it's you. Hey, wait, you're the guys from the pictures.
Blind
and you'll
spots,
notice he has his own blade there as well. And Tora's drawn his aggro, so he doesn't even notice me. Tora didn't even have his own mugshot up there yet, so he may not even understand what this battle's about. Don't turn around.
いっぱいこういうキャラクター出てきまして、牢屋にとらわれているものすごく強いユニークなドライバーとブレードなんかもいますので、もちろんそういうの戦うと美味しいアイテムとか手に入りますので、ぜひいろんなところにいるやつら見つけてチャレンジしてほしいなと。
And you'll find that there's a lot of unique and interesting characters in this world. And for example, there's a really powerful driver and a blade that's locked up. And if you decide to challenge him, obviously, if you're able to defeat the character, then you get great items back. But it's a lot of the fun.
Who's he talking about? A driver and a blade that are locked up, and if you beat him, you get items. What? Is it like locked? Because there's many like super bosses or like unique monsters that are drivers, but like I don't think there are any drivers with blades that are locked up anywhere where they give you items if you defeat them. I'm confused as shit.
From, discovering and getting to know these characters and battling with them as well.
Now, one thing before I get too far into the city, I wanted to show off. You don't have direct control over your other
he's playing as Nia.
party members in a regular combat, but you can swap between them. So I just wanted to swap over to Nia, who's riding on the back of her blade. She's a very cat-themed character. You can see her ears.
I love Nia so much. Second
so
favorite
you do have
character in the whole
opportunities to
series,
swap
right behind
between the different
Jen.
characters. And I'm going to get into a battle over here. I mentioned that she's a healer. I just want to show you what that looks like with her blade arts.
ニアだけ特別にね、このトラの白虎っていうキャラに乗れるんですけど。
So Nia's got a special blade where she's actually able
Wind
to ride him.
runes.
And it looks great on the field as you're riding on Bladeback through the battlefield. So fight a few more rabbits, I think, just to thin the population. They grow like rabbits. So you can see her arts are a little bit different. She's got a full heal art that's super useful. She also has an
and
HP
like the
potion
healing halo
art.
art is like circle.
I'll kill some more rabbits. Why not? It's just.
And then that potion art works really similar to Rex's art that we saw earlier, while the other healing art is more like a standard, what you would expect, like a healing.
One other thing that she has, and I'll try to charge it up during this battle with this slightly tougher rabbit, is she can initiate the break status. So if I can trigger that break, maybe by building up my arts a little bit more, this rabbit might die before I get the break. But here, I'll trigger the ability. You'll at least see the break happen. And then you see, once I've triggered break, another character might trigger topple. And then another character might trigger the launch status or other types of status.
Right.
So there's a lot of depth in choosing how you're going to attack, and even choosing who your party lead is going to be.
Why does Dromar look so big?
Which means I'm going to be dependent on my allies to trigger those abilities for me. Let's swap blades on the battlefield, back to Pyra. So I'm going to run back through that town, show you a little of the architecture, show you a little of the lives of the people. But then before I run out of time, I do want to take on the big bad at the end, so I can show off some of these more challenging moments. And I really, really want to demonstrate some of these combos I've been talking about, because I mean, it'd be a serious letdown if I tease it the whole way through and then don't actually show it.
And there's a lot going on in this town. That's what I love about the towns in these games. It feels alive, and there's a lot to do. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, just the ambient chatter of people. You can stop and talk to some of the villagers. And build an understanding of the world that you're in. I'm going to run out here and just show off. I'm going to take a quick look at this warship over here.
And so obviously, as we work more on the development, we'll obviously be fleshing out and expanding the town and all the activities you can do in these towns and cities.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that.
Here's another Titan here. I was actually worried that they constructed a warship into the body of this Titan.
Danian battleship.
Well, it just seemed like he's got a lot of stuff on him. But Takahashi-san did reassure me that he is still alive and still functioning. Everybody feel better. I was legitimately worried about this. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna. Oh, that is an enormous windmill. Let's take a look at it. Where is that enormous? Oh, there it is. Way off in the distance. So we're going to run off. Before I get into this boss battle, though, there's a quick fight with some soldiers. Again, this is tied in very closely to the storyline.
I'm going to fight Morag?
The existence of this fort and the existence of these soldiers here. Takahashi-san, would you mind speaking about the soldiers that we're about to...
What is this pink, purple dot on the map? I know this little blue one right here is a character NPC you can talk to, but is this like story objective? Because it's not up here. And like only the story objectives have like the pink rhombuses or whatever.
To run across,
but it's like nowhere on the overworld.
これから軍人みたいなキャラクターと戦闘が始まるんですが、そこについてストーリーに少しお話しいただけますでしょうか。
そうですね。今ここにいる人たち、兵士たちはスペルビアと呼ばれている国の兵士たちなんですけれども、
帝国兵ですね。
はい。スペルビアのアルスはもちろん別の場所にあるんですけど、今ここのグーラというところを占領している軍隊なんですね。なのであんまりそんなに町の人たちと仲はよろしくない。特にレックスたちとはちょっと敵対関係にある勢力になります。
So these soldiers here are actually Imperial soldiers from a different Titan, and they've actually come and invaded Golmod. And so
like the
locals aren't really happy about that, and they're kind of in a position where they're kind of enemies of Rex and his party as well. And that's the kind of setup that we have going on here.
We're making short work of them, though, with our party all
30
together.
didn't even anchor shot.
Their attack rod is all that's left. Made short work of that crew, which is good because with the time that we have left, that might be enough time to beat or be beaten by this upcoming upcoming enemy inside of the warship.
Well, if
I do
you're
want
able to get your
to stop
combos
him.
off, it
I do
should be
need
no
to
problem.
Is it
Oh yeah,
Google?
sorry.
look around.
もちろん戦艦にもシームレスに入っていけるっていうのがこのゲームの特徴かなと思い
And
ま
I also think one of the great features about this game is that even going into the airship is very seamless. There's no loading and transition. You just go right
Yeah,
into
I
it.
really do like
Yeah,
that
the
about
airship
Xenoblade.
itself is vast.
especially
I mean,
X.
So we'll keep
Literally in Xenoblade X, there's only one loading zone in the entire game, and that's going into the Blade Tower. That's it. Literally the single only loading zone in the entire game. Well, that and like going into the enemy zone maintenance center and all that. But other than that, seamless. You can go to like all 5 continents anytime you want. Go into all the caves. You can go from Mira to, well, not Mira, from NLA to Primordia and back. Like, I'm telling you, Xenoblade X was the most ambitious open world game ever, and nothing has been able to top it since. I swear, Xenoblade X, like Mira, is the #1 best open world ever done, and nothing's even come close to that.
Cargo room that
は
we're
い
fighting
も
in
う
is
今回はちょっと
tremendous.
ここだけでお見せするってことになるんですけ
You
ど
know, all we can show
Candy
is
see
this
me.
section, but it really is.
Oh, so this is Dougal's blade all on his own. Dougal's nowhere to be found. Bomber Domes? I didn't know that was his actual name, but it's just kind of cool.
Massive.
今回のライブ用に用意したちょっと専用のボスっていうところを楽しんで見ていただければ
And I
な
hope you enjoy the boss that we've selected to show here on Treehouse Live.
Get some nice camera angles on him. He's going to stomp us. Okay. I want to switch back to Pyra. I'm going to talk through my strategy a little bit. I'm going to switch back to Pyra so that I can charge up my arts, pull some HP, and do some of the things that I'm more used to doing. You know, this
Right.
is sort of my standard starter strategy for building up my arts, building up my blades abilities especially. What I want to do here is get all of my characters' blades to have their abilities charge up to appropriate levels so that I can trigger the combos that I want.
Right.
So I'm not going to use Flame or Toxin or Shard right now. I will attack once I get to level 3, I think. I think that's the safest.
Right. Now,
Nice
can you
couple.
switch over?
Do I have time? Do I have time? I didn't have time. You
間
got
に合
to
わなかった
All right,
Oh,
I
wow.
want Rich to get this combo off, so I'll talk a little bit more about what we're trying to accomplish here. We have 2 combos that we're trying to get done, maybe. One is the driver combo, which is what we are about to attempt.
Topple him.
Yeah. with the
Topple
break.
him.
Topple.
Somebody topple him.
リキャストが
It
ま
may
だ
not
終わって
happen
ない
now,
か
but
も
it
しれ
will
ない
happen.
And the other one is the one that we previously touched on, the blade combo, which really makes these boss battles a lot of fun, and you have to think about your strategy a lot if you want to get them done either fast or even like efficiently.
今回
どうぞ
実はドライバーが放つ物理系の格闘コンボっていうやつとブレード側が放つ属性コンボっていう2種類ありますので、これ両方合わさったりするとかなりダメージが出ますので、そういった遊びの楽しみもあります。
And like you were saying, Matt, as you were saying, there's the blade combo and the arts combo. And arts combo usually is really physical in damage, whereas blade combo has a little bit of a more elemental attribute to it that makes the gameplay a lot more, as you were saying, strategic and interesting.
Yeah, you'll notice.
Yeah, and it seems like they cut out a lot of blade arts for the final game. Concentration isn't in the final game. I don't think Ether Anchor is as well. Eagle Eye. I know like Dromark. Was it Dromark? I think it was Dromark. Some type of blade says Eagle Eye, but the blade art is different. Yeah, I don't remember. I think it's Dromark who says Eagle Eye, but like that's not the actual name of the blade art. I don't know. Whatever. I'm being fucking dumb.
Notice that Pyra is fire themed, while Fudor here is water themed, and Kirim, my newest. Oh, okay,
here it
topple him.
Yes,
There
yes.
it is.
So Stagger is break? Because he got staggered like the same frame he got broken. So maybe Stagger is break? But earlier, oh, it could just be a coincidence that they happened at the same time.
There is
I don't
water
know.
themed, and Kirim, my newest. Oh, okay,
here it
topple him.
Yes,
There
yes,
it is,
do it,
and
do it, do
launch.
it.
Do the launch. Do the launch.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No one has smashed.
I love the visuals on that one. It's just hilarious to send him flying, and it does a ton of damage. But for my blade combo, it isn't Fudor that I want. Although if I can get him toppled again, I'm gonna go for the strong smash.
I'm not sure.
I'm at level 2. If you look in the right-hand corner, he's not toppled this time. I'm at level 2 on my arts. Oh, but he's broken again.
Oh.
I'm trying to get up to level 3, and to do that, I am going to need to keep using my arts, even if they're not necessarily the most appropriate art for that moment.
Never mind. I was gonna say, how does he not have max affinity yet? But he's been
Got
swapping
Toxin.
blades.
We've got Shard. We're going to want Kirim for this combo, if I remember correctly.
ブレードコンボ。
a little bit more of a charge.
So let's switch over to Pyra, who's ready, because I can pull off some more
Some
HP, get my arts going. I'm not going to worry too much about trying to do the breaks and topples right now, because I really want to race my way to the level 3 art, or the level 3 blade ability.
And something that people can look forward to is the launch is not even the end of the combo. There's more after that. So
yeah, it's just that's the end of what we have at our
3
disposal
レベル
right
溜まり
now.
ました。
Oh, you're
And
ready
we,
to go.
We
We're
got
good to go.
toppled. Okay, I'm ready to go. Going to switch over to Kirim so that all my blades are in place. Thank you for the heads up on that. I'm so caught up in the battle. So we're going to fire off with Toxin first. You'll see that Toxin hits. Did it hit? Are you hitting? You hit.
there he is.
And
Wait
now,
a minute. Isn't that her level 4 animation special? Or level 4 special animation? Instead of a level 3? I'm pretty sure that's the level 4. So they changed the animations too for each what's it called? Specials.
you look on the right-hand side, the bar is going down. I've got 2 basically tree options I can follow. I'm going to hit Virus next, which takes us to the next level on that tree option. And then I need to pay attention here because there's a little bit of action on my part. When Plague is ready, that virus is ticking down. I trigger Blade. I've got 3. Boom.
What?
All right.
Okay, so the QTE is just a combination of button presses of like different buttons, and it shows you which buttons you need to press instead of it just being all B and just different places with mashing in there too. That's actually really weird. I prefer what we have in the base game, or like in final game, of just pressing B, but like I prefer it to be in this style, like look this dynamic. Yeah, it was way different in beta.
I think I might have done it. Did I do it?
It looks
Am I
good.
okay?
Also, there's
I
no
trigger
like.
Blade. I've got 3.
Okay, no, never mind. It does like slow down and show the blade combo.
Okay.
All right.
I think I might have done it. Did I do it?
It looks
Am I
good.
okay? Are we here?
Oh, wow.
Are we comboing? I think we're comboing.
That looks like
Oh
a lot
my
of damage.
So you can see the amount of strategy that you have to put into building up those combos, but when you do it, it's really satisfying.
Oh, man, it feels so good.
And having pulled off that combo, I might actually have a little bit more time than I'd expected on this,
Yeah. Those do a
which is
lot of
nice. I
damage.
can kind of chill out and relax
Wait,
and
what is-
unwind. Get a cup of tea.
What is
Back
this?
to Pyra. Pull
I
some
don't
HP
remember seeing the
because we are
icon
actually
in front
starting
of
to
it. It's
suffer
not his
just a little
element
bit.
because he's fire.
He's got
No,
Torah
that might be
cornered.
fire.
He's kind of boxed in.
And it's just kind of hard to see
Funny,
from.
no.
from
And there
that.
he
Tor's not
goes.
even on
All
the
right.
floor anymore.
There it is. So that's it. With the effective use of both my topple effects and my blade arts, we were able to hew our way through him. I'll just take a few moments to walk back out, let the murk clear, and to walk into the cool night air. As we're taking one last walk through the town, I wanted to know if there's anything else that Takahashi-san wanted gamers to know about in anticipation of this title.
ではボスを倒してもう終わりの方に近づいてるんですが、ゲーマーの皆さんに対して高橋さんからメッセージお伝えしたいものっていうのはありますでしょうか。
はい、今回は、ゼノブレイド2というタイトルで、作ってるわけなんですけれども、結構前作クロニクル X からは短期間でできているとは思うんですが、それもクロニクル X の時の環境があって、そのシステムの上にこれを作っているんですね。ですのでクロニクル X で楽しかった探索要素であるとか戦闘の要素であるとかっていったものと ゼノブレード1にあったストーリーを追っていくリニアな楽しさっていうこの2つが融合されているのが今回のゲームですので、ゼノブレード1が好きだったお客さんも、X が好きな方々も楽しんでもらえるようになってますので、ぜひ、遊んでみてください。
So, like we just saw Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and so the past title, Xenoblade Chronicles X, was, compared to that, I think the development time we've been able to develop it quickly, but also it was because we had the environment set up after developing Chronicles X that we're able to do this, and we're building this game on top of the engine system that from Xenoblade Chronicles X. And it has all of the fun and joy of exploration and a battle from Chronicles X, but it also has the joy and fun of the story-driven narrative that's in Xenoblade Chronicles 1. So I really hope that fans of both series will be able to really enjoy it and have fun with this game.
That's great. Thanks very much. There's one last note I wanted to make, just in case anybody had any curiosity or questions about this. If you've seen the trailer, you know that the game is voiced fully in English. We are playing an in-development build. All of the English has not been dropped into this build yet, so you're hearing a lot of Japanese. Obviously, that's not final, but I felt like I should, just
Yeah,
mention
definitely.
it.
Yeah,
あ
it's
と
a nice
2
thing
週
to know.
間時間があれば全然英語にトランスレート
If we had 2 weeks, we could have had all the English voice in.
So close. E3 just needs to push out a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
Yeah.
But all right, well, I think that'll about wrap it up for
Takahashi
us.
looks so
Thank you
young.
everyone for joining us to take a look at Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and we'd like to thank our special guests, Takahashi-san and Yokota-san. Up next, we have Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions. So stay tuned.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, that's it. That was actually really fucking dope. I was not expecting that much of a difference, but I mean, shit, we got it. Damn, who would have thought of all games this would be my favorite game of all time? Until September, that is. But I mean, that's it. That's the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 demonstration Nintendo E3 2017. Fucking mouthful, but yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this or even made it this far into the video. This video is like an hour and a half long or something, but this was actually really fun to watch. Like, I was not expecting this much of a difference, but I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna have more big videos coming soon. I'm starting to get motivated and back into making videos, so really hope y'all enjoyed this, and let's look forward to more videos. So, as always, thanks for watching. Have a damn good day. Stay safe. Pay well. Play some goddamn Xenoblade.